I didn't know all this, Raji. I thought my life was not that bad, but but now that you have put in terms of numbers, you seem to have a great understanding of that, as I have learned. So it makes that much more difficult to defend whatever we are doing now, or that much easier to defend. Yeah, now we are about 1 crore of people, and we were a small entity compared to what we were earlier. These days, the erstwhile Bangalore is called as East, South and West Zone. There are totally 8 zones. 3 zones constitute the original erstwhile Bangalore. Rest of them are the outer zones. They have been added about 8-9 years back, 2006 and 7. That was when these areas came together. The coming together process itself caused a lot of issues and problems. Gram Panchayats were there and the municipalities were there. So they were not ready to be Bangalored. The whole world is getting Bangalored, but the surrounding areas were not Bangalored. So that's how once they came together, so then we had issues as to how to come together. There is always a attrition or the fight that goes on inside the council all the time. I need money, you need money, that kind of thing goes on. But ultimately, the numbers are the ones which will determine whether people can have enough. That number has been very clearly laid out by Kalpana ji as to how little that we have, or we have managed to collect, how little we have managed to aggregate at the council, at the BBMP level, to for the benefit of the citizens. So there is a way to go. There is a lot of catching up to do, and that is in terms of identifying the sources of resources, source of funds, the property tax, development taxes, advertisement taxes. Number of sources could be there for a city. If we cannot manage the entire thing with our own funds, we can resort to partnerships, public-private partnerships, trying to engage private entities in trying to manage the city in a much better and smarter way. These things are there for us. While this is the general outlook, I would just take a couple of minutes to give you what's the BBMP like. As brought out just now, we do not handle the water supply. Most of the road damage, I think there is nobody from BWSB here. Most of the damage is because of the road cutting done by our friends who want to lay down water pipes and things like that. And we have BESCOM, which is different. So there are utilities in the city. BBMP manages to keep the land records or records of the persons here about properties, and gives them a sense of security or insecurity, saying that your property is in your name or not in your name. And the person who does that wields lot of power. So that's our revenue person and things like that. He is entrusted with the responsibility of keeping these records, as well as annually go out to people and collect the revenue. It need not be done so. That was the old method of doing so. So now we have gone to a new method that is called as self-assessment scheme. It was done of late as compared to our the time we have been in existence. This has come off late. Not many cities have this kind of thing. They still go and have the they have the right to assess and things like that. Here the citizens themselves assess the tax liability and pay. And we normally resort to a few checks here and there. We generally exhibit that kind of trust as to whatever you are declaring is fine. But we have some distance to go in terms of number of properties to be covered. We are recovering our property taxes from about 13 lakh or 14 lakh properties. But there may be many more who are left out of our tax base. So we have the possibility there. Then we have something called as markets. You see a huge market, Krishnarajendra market or Jayanagar market or Kormangala market. They have a typical style of their architecture and the air about them. Some of them are heritage buildings and lovely places, but they might give place to new buildings, and so there is a need to maintain them properly, collect taxes, enable people to have a nice marketing place. Nice in the sense, whatever you can define. Krishnajanda market has its heritage value, but we can operate it in a much better fashion. So there is a market wing in BBMP which takes care of these huge assets that we have for ourselves. Then there is an engineering wing within the BBMP which takes care of the roads and buildings and structures like that. Nearly 10,000 above kilometers of roads, of which if we want to talk about the brand Bangalore, it's about 1,900 or 2,000 kilometers of road. That is what makes or breaks the brand. The interior ward roads are important, but ultimately it is when you are zooming with your vehicle, which is meant to zoom at 200 or 300 kilometers per hour, at least at 20 or 30 or 40 kilometers, you should not have any obstruction, any problem. So this is what goes to make Bangalore a commutable city or vehicular traffic friendly city. So if we maintain this properly, maybe we will do a much better job. There are issues of road construction techniques, availability of material, availability of funds, and regular maintenance. So these things are there. We have 8 zones and 8 zonal engineers who take care of this. We have this finance wing, we have this market wing, then we have this engineering wing, and then we have this IT and specialized wing of late. There are a number of things which one can use technology for, and this is the recognition of that reality today. So we have gone about using the IT in more and more spheres of our activities. Maybe it's maintaining a property record, or is it about giving birth certificates, like that. We have number of areas which need to be covered. Finance, maintenance of books of accounts and maintenance itself is a big thing. We are using IT extensively for that. You must have read a lot of different things about BBMP accounts or the finances. That we have about 900 accounts or 1,000 accounts and we don't know where they are and things like that. Maybe if we use IT properly and extensively, these things need not be there. So we have moved very quickly, very swiftly in the last 8-10 months or so towards that. All these things did not happen in the last 8-9 months. A lot of work which had been done right from BATF days. So that's when good people in the city came together and said, no, enough is enough, we'll try to do something to Bangalore. And they were successful in large measure, but a lot of work is yet to be done. So we got a time where we could deliver all that, and we are getting things right in the organization. Apart from that, one of the important areas which causes concern these days is the solid waste management. We have an entire department to take care of that. It could have been more. I mean, if you compare what is being done in, say, a place like Jamshedpur, for example. It's a small town, about 6 or 7 lakh population, and it has got Tata management skills. Okay, that's how the employment is many more. The people deployed are appropriate in numbers, and the technology is also appropriate. So you will find that city campus nice and beautiful. If you translate that into numbers, we have many to do, many more people to be deployed in terms of engineers and environmental guys and things like that. Machinery also can be different, but we are trying to manage with whatever we have right now. And in that process, a lot of experts have been involved very deeply with BBMP and trying to make our life a little better, and Kalpana ji is prominent among them, giving her dedicated time and skills towards ensuring that city is much cleaner. See, I'm just coming out of a High Court case. High Court has been deeply engaged with our the state of city cleanliness also. What we are now trying is one of the unique ways, so to say. No other city has taken up this route in such a large scale. Maybe everybody does some kind of a waste management in their community or in their, in their campus or at home or something like that, So basically what they do is what needs to be done, what is environment friendly or what is natural. So what needs to be what needs to be composted should be composted and should be given to farmers or given back to soil for to do the right thing. Rest of it recycling, reusing, and maybe reducing the use itself. So that kind of an attitude, that kind of a game plan is there in what we are trying to do now. That's a huge challenge, but we are supported, aided by well-meaning NGOs, experts, High Court, and ultimately it is the citizens who need to make this happen. That's how we are launching a good publicity campaign where we are calling upon the citizens to segregate their waste and give it to us. Just to give that figure once again, the total waste that is generated is anybody's guess. Even it depends on the total number of people multiplied by how much. Individually we are generating about 400 grams per day or 500 grams. You just work out. That's so many thousand tons per day. Not less than about 4,000 minimum tons per day. That's huge amount of garbage. How do you handle it? We have to fight so many obstacles along the way, but we are trying to do. And then what else to start with? If there are any questions, we can take. But yeah, a decision-making structure. Yeah. So we have 198 guys to take care of the city. 198 wards are there. The city is divided into wards, and each ward is represented by a councillor or a corporator. These 198 guys have to come together. This body is the supreme body. They are vested with total power. So that is now shared by about 12 committees for taxation, finance committee, or health committee, or education committee, like that. So we have 11 committees, 12 committees and 11 members in each. Nearly 121 people. 131 people are engaged in various committees. They need to decide as to what happens. The official bureaucracy is there to implement, but this is a huge group to interact and take a decision. So it is left to the commissioner many times to quickly take the decision and tell them this is the right way to do this or that. So that kind of a environment is there in which I work. It's not easy to get through a decision which is the best one. So you will have to, a lot of issues are there in trying to give and take in terms of the positions taken by various groups, various parties, various interested groups. So ultimately they do give us some decisions. There is no doubt about that. Otherwise we would not be able to move forward at all. So that does happen, and it makes our entire decision-making ecosystem that much more challenging, to put it very mildly. If I need to take a decision on a particular road, then not only that I should be convinced, that I should need to convince a lot of them, and also tell them that this money is required here and not somewhere else, because there is scarce resources. We need to fight for whatever that we have. People fight for whatever they have. So this is the basic structure of BBMP that we have. These are the various sections, and these are the major works that we do. I am sure you will have a few questions, and I will be happy to answer them. Yeah, thank you.